nightmare scenario. I awake on a rainy night, and then I immediately shoot up in fear because I see something like move the curtain in the doorway of my room because I'm at my dad's house sleeping on the floor right by the door. I immediately tried to turn on my phone camera so I could look, but my phone camera won't turn on. I don't know why, it just won't. So, I get up and look myself, but it's way too dark to see since it's dark and stormy out. And when I check the time, it's 3:57 a.m. My cousin is asleep because I knew he stayed the night. My dad is presumably asleep. I'm right there, sitting in the darkness at the end of the hall where my cousin is asleep. That way, in case there's really a figure in the hall. After a couple seconds, my dad starts talking to somebody, and his light goes on, like, he had just been woken up. And I hear my little cousin, who wasn't staying the night with us, I knew that for a fact. And he turned off the light and told her to go check on me. So, she did, and when she turned on the light, she somehow didn't see me. And even when she turned it back off, she apparently couldn't see me standing in the corner of the room with her brother, because he was in the living room sleeping. So she went back, told him I wasn't there. I quickly ran into the room, and I was bitten in the ankle by a weird, fat, poisonous snake, apparently, because I passed out seconds after. It was orangish brown, really fat, like, short, probably less than a foot tall, long, had some sort of green eyes, and some sort of, like, red scar-like lining all over its back for a pattern. I woke up drenched in fear, and then I got bit in the neck immediately in the darkness, but it was a snake. Then I woke up. Same thing happened. I woke up. The same thing happened. And then when I woke up, I immediately covered my neck. And I looked over, and then it got me in the eye. And when I woke up again in this nightmare, again with rain pouring outside, I immediately just covered my entire body with my blanket. Well, my entire body was covered, but it covered my face too. And my neck. So, then, I slowly began to take off the blanket from my head after a couple minutes. And there was a woman's, not hanging over me, but I don't know how to say it. There's a table right by my head that I had one of my two pillows propped up against. The woman was leaning on the table, but in a way that her head was above my head, and she was staring at me with her arm raised up, holding up some sort of sharp, big knife, and she stabbed me in the neck. Then I woke up, and when I woke up because my cousin, Bubba King, was there. He told me, well, he got on the ground. He didn't tell me this, but he got on the ground, crawled towards me, and he said that he needed me to get out of bed. And I whispered, why? And he said, somebody is in the room. I said, yeah, me and you, that's obvious. And then he said, no, somebody just said, I know that you're awake, both of you are. And I said, why are you trying to play with me, Brantley? I'm tired. We were whispering, I meant, not saying this whispering, which is still saying it, I guess, but yeah. And then he said in a genuine fear of voice that he can't really replicate without being scared. Please, please, please. So, I immediately shot out of bed and stood at the end of in the doorway with him. And he said that it was in the room. So I flipped the switch to turn on the light. But the light wouldn't turn on, like someone cut the wiring or something. So I quickly went a few feet in, grabbed my phone, and went back out and tried to turn on my flashlight, but the flashlight wouldn't turn on. So I managed to somehow scroll my phone down and turn on my flashlight by doing the longer way. And when I did, it charged at the end of the room, but nothing was there. And he said, "Wait, how's it gone?" And then I started going back to the doorway. When I went back to the doorway with him, we saw this snake in the room, and it gave chase. And I took off running down the hall, but the door was locked. So I jumped onto my dad's bed, told him or yelled that there was a snake coming after me and stuff like that. He got up, and I got down because he was closer to the snake than I was, so I figured I was fine. And then it attacked me. And then I woke up. And when I did, my dad was telling me about his nightmare. One where there was this woman. He kept having hallucinations trying to get home in his van or whatever, his mom's van that he was in. Like, he was with Bella and Michael or something who was sleeping, but he apparently kept hallucinating as in everything on the road for the most part. Like all the drivers he was seeing was the same woman. The same woman that I had in one of my nightmares. And then, for whatever reason, I dropped down passing out. And when I did, I woke up again on my bedroom floor in the darkness, covered up by my blanket, while it was storming outside. And then I got up quickly, turned on my light to my room, which didn't happen the other times, and my little cousin Bella stated that she had apparently been up all night because she had saw this tall, slender, humanoid, creepy, stuffed animal bear-looking thing walking around the house. And then, as I turned on the light, I got jump scared by that bear thing that she saw. I turned on the light in the kitchen, by the way, which is connected to the room where Brantley was in. He was awake this time. And then when I fell back and hit my head on the counter or something, knocked me out, I then woke up. And when I woke up in the same spot with rain, in the darkness, on the floor, and I woke up for real this time. The end.